Nexus News Report, unveiling new evidence in the Idaho Quadruple homicide. A chilling crime that shook the nation continues to unfold. New court documents are revealing disturbing details in the Idaho Quadruple homicide case. Nexus News is here to break down the latest developments and what they mean for the pursuit of justice. The brutal murders occurred in Moscow, Idaho, a quiet college town forever scarred by the events of November 13, 2022. 4 University of Idaho students, Ethan Chapin, Zana Knodel, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Goncalves, were tragically killed in their off-campus home. The sole suspect in the case is Bryan Kohberger, a criminology PhD student at Washington State University. The case has garnered national attention due to its shocking nature and the complex investigation that followed. Now, newly released court documents are providing crucial insights into the alleged actions of Bryan Kohberger leading up to and following the murders. These details paint a disturbing picture. These documents are significant because they offer a glimpse into the prosecution's strategy and the evidence they intend to present at trial. They shed light on Kohberger's alleged premeditation and his actions in the aftermath of the crime. The information contained within these documents is crucial for understanding the complexities of the case. The focus of these documents centers on events leading up to the murders, including the alleged purchase of a knife and Kohberger's monitoring of media coverage. They also detail a mysterious 911 call allegedly placed by Kohberger after the murders. These details are critical to understanding the timeline and potential motives. The prosecution alleges that Bryan Kohberger purchased a knife believed to be the murder weapon prior to the killings. This is a critical piece of evidence that could significantly impact the trial. The type of knife and the timing of the purchase are key factors. The significance of this allegation is that it suggests premeditation. Purchasing a specific type of knife before the murders implies that Kohberger planned the attack in advance. This evidence could be crucial in proving intent, a key element in a first-degree murder conviction. If proven true, the knife purchase strongly indicates premeditation, suggesting the murders were not a spur-of-the-moment act. This strengthens the prosecution's case and paints a picture of a calculated and deliberate crime. The implications are devastating for Kohberger's defense. The court documents also allege that Kohberger accessed media coverage of the murders, specifically focusing on the victims' roommates. This detail raises serious questions about his motives and intentions. What was he hoping to learn from the news reports? His alleged focus on the victims' roommates is particularly disturbing. Was he trying to gauge their reactions, assess the progress of the investigation, or potentially even identify them as future targets? The implications are chilling. This alleged behavior could be interpreted as an attempt to understand the investigation and potentially manipulate the narrative. It suggests a level of calculated awareness and a desire to control the information surrounding the case. This is a critical point for the prosecution. One potential motive for monitoring media coverage could be to simply understand the situation and the extent of the investigation. Kohberger may have been trying to assess how much law enforcement knew and what evidence they had gathered. This is a logical, albeit unsettling possibility. Another, more sinister motive could be to manipulate the narrative and potentially mislead investigators. By monitoring media reports, Kohberger could have been attempting to control the flow of information and influence public perception. This would be a calculated attempt to evade justice. The prosecution will likely argue that Kohberger's monitoring of media coverage demonstrates a consciousness of guilt and an attempt to cover his tracks. They will present this evidence as further proof of his involvement in the murders and his efforts to avoid detection. This is a key element of their case. Perhaps one of the most intriguing and potentially damning pieces of evidence is the allegation that Kohberger placed a 911 call after the murders. The details surrounding this call are still unclear, but its existence adds another layer of complexity to the case. What was the nature of the call? The timing of the 911 call is crucial. If it was placed shortly after the murders, it raises serious questions about Kohberger's involvement and his potential motives. What was his demeanor during the call, and what information did he provide? This alleged 911 call adds another layer to the already complex case. It presents both an opportunity and a challenge for the prosecution, who must carefully analyze the call's content and context to determine its significance. The call could be a crucial piece of evidence. The prosecution will undoubtedly use the 911 call to build their case against Kohberger. They will analyze the call's content, timing, and context to determine its significance and how it supports their theory of the crime. This is a critical piece of evidence for them. One potential argument the prosecution could make is that the 911 call was an attempt by Kohberger to feign innocence. By placing the call, he may have been trying to create the impression that he was concerned about the victims and had no involvement in their deaths. This would be a calculated attempt to deceive investigators. Alternatively, the prosecution could argue that the 911 call was an attempt to mislead investigators and divert their attention away from himself. By providing false or misleading information, Kohberger may have been trying to create confusion and hinder the investigation. This is a serious allegation. The investigation into the Idaho Quadruple homicide is still ongoing, and the legal proceedings are expected to be lengthy and complex. The prosecution is continuing to gather evidence and build their case against Kohberger. The defense is preparing to challenge the evidence and present their own arguments. Given the complexity of the case and the amount of evidence involved, the legal proceedings are likely to take months, if not years, to resolve. The trial will be closely watched by the nation, and the outcome will have a significant impact on the community of Moscow, Idaho. Justice must be served. The pursuit of justice for Ethan Chapin, Zana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Goncalves continues. The legal process will be rigorous and thorough, ensuring that all evidence is carefully examined and that the truth is ultimately revealed. The families of the victims deserve closure. Nexus News is committed to providing you with the latest updates on this developing story. We will continue to deliver the facts as they become available. We understand the importance of this case to the community of Moscow, Idaho, and to the nation as a whole. Our goal is to provide you with the information you need to understand the complexities of this case and to stay informed about the pursuit of justice. We will continue to monitor the legal proceedings and provide updates as they unfold. We are your trusted source for news. Stay vigilant, citizens. The pursuit of justice requires an informed and engaged public. By staying informed, you contribute to a society that values truth and accountability. Your awareness is crucial. Knowledge is power. The more you know about the events unfolding in this case, the better equipped you are to understand the complexities of the legal system and the importance of due process. Stay informed and engaged. Nexus News will continue to bring you the latest updates on this and other important stories. Thank you for trusting us to be your source for news. Now we urge you to share this report with your friends and family and to subscribe to Nexus News for ongoing updates on this case and other important news stories. Your support helps us continue to provide in-depth investigative reporting